Never stop improving. Be inspired by our incredible black and white interviews with the best of the best in the business. Only available inside of the Josh Phegan membership. Your job as a great real estate agent is to make sure that you can sell a property in the shortest period of time as possible. The reason why that's so important is that from the owner's perspective, no one wants to do another open home. No one wants to do another midweek. No one wants to go to auction. No one wants to have to relist their property if it doesn't sell post-auction. Or even worse than that, no one wants to appoint a second or third agent to do a second or a third campaign. What we saw in the press recently is that there are a number of properties that are going back to the market for their second or third time. Now, if you think about it, the initial agents have actually failed in their duty to be able to get that property sold in under 28 days or less. And the reason why I say that's such a critical component is that we know that the longer that a property stays on the market, the more likely it is it will sell at some level of a discount. Your job as an agent is to be really clear about whatever your essential sales process is, to actually make sure that you can sell it in under 28 days. Now, this is one of the reasons why we love auction, because the beauty of it is that you get to facilitate the market and you bring the best unconditional buyers to the front of the room to get them in a position to come and buy that property. And if they bid and they buy, then it allows your owner to make a decision so they can clearly move on regardless of those situations. The challenge here is that a lot of people don't really understand the importance about what you do to get a property sold at auction. And although the property might be on the market for 4 weeks, it's actually what you do before the property comes to market that makes a significant difference as to whether or not the property will get sold. So what do I mean by that? Well, the reality of it is that when you list a property, you have a really important duty to make sure that you get it styled correctly, you get the photography right, you get the videography right, and that then you get yourself into a position that you can bring through 1, 2, or 3 buyers before you go live to marketing. What this allows you to do is to get really good quality buyer feedback. And when you get that buyer feedback, you may even get an offer. Now, in that particular situation where you do get an offer, you might have a body of feedback back here, but you might have an offer that's out here. And if that's actually the case, then the owner should make the decision to say, hey, you know what, we should take that offer and run because it's clearly out in front of where everyone else is. Now, the other situation that can occur is that all of the feedback can be clumped together. And if that's actually the case, then we need to launch the property and push it to market to then get one of those buyers to jump out in front of where the others are because of the fear of loss. That sense that if they don't act quickly, then they're going to be in trouble. Now, this is a really important part. What we find is that a lot of agents rush a property to market without having had that chance to get 1, 2, or 3 buyers through the home to then allow them the opportunity to really refine the quote range that they'll be taking the property to the market with. Now, there's lots of different legislation right the way around the country and internationally about what you do with quote ranges. But what I know is critically important. If you are allowed to use a quote, or if you're required to, as you are in Victoria, it is really important that you get your owners to sign off on what that quote will be, and particularly if you've made an adjustment to it from your initial conversations at the listing presentation. We know that if we get the property positioned correctly, then in that first week and second week, we're actually in a position that we're going to get more offers from more buyers and allow us to put ourselves in a position that we get the property to sell. This is one of a myriad of things that you need to do to sell a property in under 28 days or less. Now, I don't mind whether or not you want to go with for sale or whether or not you want to go with auction. What you need to do is to do what is the appropriate thing for the market of the day, the style of property, and the owner, and ultimately you as an agent in what you feel comfortable with. But what I know is that if you've got a chance to get a property sold as unconditional as possible, that is actually in the best interest of your owner, which is why auction has been the traditional method of the most effective agents in the country. If you can keep the days on market short, it allows you to have a better customer experience and puts you in a position that you're chasing around less conditions and get you into a position that you can sell more property more often. I really hope you've enjoyed our coaching tip. We look forward to seeing you next time.